Back on campus in Arab, Alabama with Coach Routon. And Coach, believe it or not, it's game week. You're playing Albertville this week. We got to come out and watch your jamboree, do a photo shoot with you guys. So it's unbelievable to think that football season's here, and it's actually here now. And I know the Big Blue Kingdom's been waiting on this, so you guys are ready to roll. But Coach, after seeing the guys in the jamboree and having them all summer through these workouts, whatever, I know you got to cross the T's, dot the I's, but just your overall thoughts on the program right now, moving into this all-important game with Albertville.
Yeah, I mean, you said it's crazy. Football season's here. Once the season's over, you start getting into the off-season workouts, and then it's January, then it's March, and I mean, you just don't feel like it's ever going to get here. And then all of a sudden it's here, and you're like, man, where'd all the time go?
It flies.
And so it's I guess a pretty wild ride through the summer once you get out of spring. I think our guys, they've worked real hard this off season. I think they're ready to go. And you mentioned a while ago, it's game week. It's game day.
That's right.
It's game day. So.
It's incredible. Yeah, we're sitting here on a Thursday. We're filming this. This should be up tonight before the game comes out. I'll have it up this evening in just a couple hours. But like you said, once it's here, you do turn around and look and say, what happened to the time? Do you ever, as a coach, I'm sure it probably creeps in your mind, hey, the hay's about in the barn now. Have I left something out? What did I not do? Does that kind of stuff creep in your mind, or are you always forward thinking?
Yeah, I mean, it does. Especially with us for the past 3 or 4 weeks, we've dealt with some little injury, little sickness. Our blue-white game, we have 4 linemen out, and so we actually changed our schedule the last couple weeks to get us a little bit more good practice time and stuff like that, just to kind of get a little bit more prepared. Because we felt like we were a little behind with all the guys that were missing a little bit, but we think we're back on track and ready to go.
Coach, what is some of the things you're looking for the guys after getting tape and being able to sit down and look at actual game footage that you said, hey man, these are some things we did really well, and then what are some of the things you're like, hey man, guys, we got to improve on this before we roll out and play Albertville?
Well, I mean, I thought our effort was really good. I thought our getting multiple hats of the ball on defense was really good, and in the secondary, I felt like they were in their coverages for the most part. We missed some fits in the run game defensively. We've worked on those this week. Our tackling was better than I thought it would be. And Grissom had some shifty little backs, so tackling was better, which we still worked on that. Offensively, I thought our quarterback took care of the ball well. There was a couple throws we thought he could have made that he didn't risk. But that we've been preaching to him about ball security and taking care of the football, so that's kind of setting his mind a little bit, and which I think that's a good thing being a sophomore. I thought our offensive line, even though they'd been out, a lot of them had been out, some weeks. I thought overall it was really good. There were some runs that we probably would have popped a little bit better had we not missed one block. But that was kind of something we talked about. It's better to be able to point and say, hey, if we block this guy, if we make this block, we've got a big play, rather than the whole thing just being a mess and getting blown off the ball. So, I think there was a lot of positives on both sides of the ball, but, there were some things we needed to work on.
Coach, the importance of you starting out with 2 7As. People don't understand the difference between 1A to 2A, 3A to 4A. And when you start talking about 7As, you got these teams rolling out sometimes 100 kids, and you guys are rolling out, 60-something kids, but the importance of being in shape, being ready to go, because they can just roll another kid, another kid. Some of your guys, they're going to have to play some Ironman football. They got to stay in shape. But talk about the importance of you guys being in shape, making sure you got some guys out there that can compete at the highest level, because they're just going to continue throwing bodies at you.
Right. Yeah. We talk about our depth all the time. We're thin, and we've tried to create a little bit, and it's mostly with younger guys. We've got 2 smaller classes, junior and senior classes this year. So we got a lot of young guys that's got to step up and play and provide that depth for us. But we do focus on try to be in the best shape we can be. But what's crazy, we really don't run a lot of sprints or anything at practice. In our workouts, we try to condition a little bit through that. And then, but at practice, we just really focus on drills being full speed, moving to different positions or different groups on the field. We're always running around, always fast paced. And we try to let practice be our conditioning instead of having a set time out for conditioning. But, kids have got to buy into that, and they have. And I think we're in pretty good shape right now going into a Thursday night game.
Coach, Thursday night games are always special because a lot of times the bullets start flying on Thursdays, and then you got an extra day to prepare for next week. But how do you approach that Friday that you're going to be off? Do you go out, your team guys go out and scout, or how do you do? Do you kind of self-look at things, or
yeah?
So coaching staff?
We basically divide up our Sunday. And so we get our part done on Friday.
Gotcha.
And now we've got the weekend, and then whenever we come in on Sunday, it's strictly focused on the next opponent. Where if we play on Friday night, on Sunday we've got to get Friday out of the way, and then we go into the next week. So I love Thursdays from that aspect, just the timing of it, the way the week works out. Friday is which on Sunday you gotta actually practice a little bit, go through a little walkthrough to kind of get some of the Monday out of the way.
That's right.
But as far as like a coaching schedule of it, Fridays aren't real good whenever you're getting up and you're coming back to work.
Right.
But as far as like your weekend schedule and all your film and all that stuff, it just most time it works out a lot better on Thursdays instead of having to cram everything in from Friday or Saturday morning. To Sunday at lunch, you're really trying to cram everything in there. So schedule for me works better, but some people don't like it. But Friday we'll film review Albertville. Hopefully it'll be a good review, and then we'll split up. We got 4 or 5 games that we'll go to, so we'll just split up as a staff and go to 3 or 4 guys will go to different games.
Coach, what do you know from this Albertville team? They're breaking in a new coach, and what have you been able to see some type of film on them, or what have you been able to see from them?
No, we haven't had any film. We don't really. We've heard different things that they're going to be doing from different people. I think it's all hearsay. There's nothing that we can visually see. We don't have any film, and I don't know. I think they did a OTA with Lee and Oak Grove, and I think those are buddies of Coach Weingarten, and so they, not going to share information, which I respect that. That's I do the same thing. So we really don't know. We've got a couple films that we could go off of, and we've searched YouTube for when he was at Tuscaloosa County and all these other places, just trying to get a general idea. But it's like I told our kids, we don't know what they're going to do, but we know what we can do.
Absolutely.
We can bring our standard of football to the game and see where the chips fall.
Coach, what people don't realize, this gentleman was 12 points up on Thompson with 18 seconds to go, just a few years removed, when he was at Auburn High School. So he's won some big time games and coached some big time football. But when you get to go, I know it's not you versus him, but when you and your staff get to prepare for a guy like that, that's got to get your juices flowing a little bit.
Yeah, I think he's a really good coach. People talk about that meltdown or whatever you want to call it in the state championship game, but I always come back with them and say, well, guys, how many people's been up on Thompson with 18 seconds left? But he's a really good football coach, and I respect him, and just look forward to competing against him.
Absolutely. And Coach, that one being here in the county as well, it's probably going to be a packed house. It being a Thursday, opening day. Talk about that a little bit and how awesome it is to be able to host that game.
Yeah, it should be a packed house. Big Blue Kingdom ought to really come out and show up. And add on a little bit with the Albertville being crosstown rival, so that on Thursday night there'll be more people there. But we'll also we're doing our senior night tonight too. So so we're opening up with this. That ought to bring out a little bit more of the Blue Kingdom Nation. And just look forward to seeing all the guys out and all the community out and supporting us, and we'll be ready to go.
Coach, let's talk about that Big Blue Kingdom a little bit. How special is this place around here? I mean, to bring on the mantra and the name Big Blue Kingdom, that carries weight.
There's no doubt. This community's great. Always come out, always support us. You need something, you just ask the community, and 99.9% of the time they provide. So I mean, it's a really special place.
Coach, before I get you out of here, you got to tell us about the helmet behind you there. It's kind of Leonidas meets Achilles there. Talk about the helmet. Where did it come from and the story behind it?
The helmet was here whenever I got this seat, so it's been sitting there, and sometimes you gotta put it on and get your inner knight out,
That's
sometimes,
right.
and
heck yeah,
and really get yourself fired up with the helmet. But yeah, I mean it's a good looking piece over there.
Do you feel like Achilles when you wear the helmet?
I don't know.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you, brother, sitting in. We're going to be back here each and every week with another episode of Keeping Up with Arab Athletics. And, hey, Big Blue Kingdom, it's time to rock and roll.
That's right. Big Blue Kingdom. Show up and show out.